Hello, and welcome to another episode of Astronomy Daily. We have a great lineup of space news for you today, packed with fascinating developments from across the cosmos. From celebrities heading to space to groundbreaking scientific discoveries, we'll be covering it all. We'll dive into Katy Perry's upcoming historic space journey, explore NASA's latest challenges with the Artemis program, and get an update on the groundbreaking Gateway Lunar Space Station. We'll also take a look at Russia's latest space station mission, examine some remarkable new findings about our galactic neighbor Andromeda, and catch up with SpaceX's latest Starship developments. So strap in and get ready for your daily dose of space exploration and astronomical discoveries. There's a lot to cover, so let's get started. In what's shaping up to be a truly historic moment in spaceflight, pop superstar Katy Perry is set to join the first all-women crew to fly aboard Blue Origin's new Shepard rocket. This groundbreaking mission marks the first all-female spaceflight since Soviet cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova's solo mission back in 1963. Perry won't be alone on this landmark journey. She'll be joined by an impressive crew including Lauren Sanchez, Jeff Bezos' fiancée, who played a crucial role in bringing this mission together, CBS presenter Gayle King, former NASA rocket scientist Aisha Bowe, civil rights activist Amanda Nguyen, and film producer Carrie Ann Flynn. The mission, designated as NS-31, will be New Shepard's 11th human spaceflight and its 31st launch overall. While we don't have an exact launch date yet, Blue Origin has confirmed it will take place this spring, likely before Perry begins her Lifetimes tour in late April. The flight itself will last approximately 11 minutes, during which the fully autonomous New Shepard rocket will carry its crew past the Kármán line, the internationally recognized boundary of space. This mission continues Blue Origin's tradition of flying high-profile passengers, following in the footsteps of previous celebrity astronauts like William Shatner and Michael Strahan. Perry herself expressed enthusiasm about the upcoming flight, saying she always believed such an achievement was possible, as nothing was beyond her imagination as a child. This mission not only represents a significant milestone for women in space, but also continues the growing trend of commercial spaceflight, making space more accessible to a broader range of people. Let's go to some news about NASA's Artemis program. A significant congressional hearing has shed new light on the challenges facing NASA's Artemis program, with experts raising serious concerns about the timeline for returning humans to the moon. The House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology's Space and Aeronautics Subcommittee met as Intuitive Machines' IM-2 lunar lander awaited its launch, setting a crucial backdrop for discussions about America's lunar ambitions. Space policy experts emphasize that the United States is in a genuine race with China to establish a presence on the moon. With China planning its own crewed lunar landing before 2030, the pressure is mounting on NASA to maintain its leadership in space exploration. The experts stressed that this isn't just about national pride, it's a critical matter of national security and economic importance. One of the most pressing issues discussed was the role of NASA's Space Launch System, or SLS, in the Artemis program. While there's agreement that the SLS remains crucial, experts are divided on how heavily NASA should rely on it. Some suggest that SpaceX's Starship, despite its promising potential, might face significant challenges in meeting the 2030 timeline for human lunar missions. Perhaps most concerning are the internal challenges at NASA itself. Reports of workforce uncertainty and morale issues have emerged, with employees expressing fears about job security and career prospects. This instability comes at a particularly critical time when the agency needs to be operating at peak efficiency to compete with China's rapidly advancing space program. The experts emphasized that for U.S. leadership in space to remain effective, these missions can't be one-off achievements. They need to establish a sustainable, continuous presence on the moon that's viable technically, economically, and politically. This presence would serve as a crucial stepping stone for future Mars missions while securing America's position as the leading spacefaring nation. What's particularly telling is that NASA chose not to provide a witness or testimony for this hearing, despite being invited to do so. This absence raises questions about the agency's readiness to address these challenges head-on and adapt its approach to meet the evolving demands of space exploration in an increasingly competitive international environment. While on the subject of NASA and the moon, let's go to some more positive news. In a major development for NASA's lunar ambitions, work is now underway on what will become the most advanced solar electric spacecraft ever built. The power and propulsion element, a crucial component of the Gateway Lunar Space Station, is taking shape at Maxar Space Systems in California, marking a significant milestone in humanity's return to the moon. This innovative module isn't just another piece of space hardware. It's the powerhouse that will enable sustained human presence in lunar orbit. Think of it as the heart and engine of Gateway, providing both the electricity to keep the station running and the propulsion needed to maintain its orbital path around the moon. When Artemis 4 astronauts arrive at Gateway, they'll be the first humans to call this revolutionary space station home. The timing couldn't be more crucial, as this capability will serve as a vital stepping stone for both lunar exploration and our eventual journey to Mars. The power and propulsion element represents the kind of technological leap we need to establish a permanent human presence beyond Earth. Technicians are currently installing critical components on the module's propulsion bus module, including both electric and chemical propulsion control systems. These dual propulsion capabilities give Gateway unprecedented versatility in lunar orbit, allowing it to adjust its position and support various mission requirements with remarkable efficiency. This project isn't just about getting to the moon. It's about staying there. Gateway will serve as a sustainable outpost, supporting scientific research and enabling new exploration opportunities that we've never had before. It's being built through international collaboration, reflecting the global nature of modern space exploration and our shared ambition to establish humanity's first permanent presence beyond Earth orbit. The power and propulsion element will launch together with Gateway's Habitation and Logistics Outpost, known as HALO, setting the stage for a new era of lunar exploration. During the Artemis 4, 5, and 6 missions, international crews will gradually assemble this orbital outpost, creating a permanent human presence in the moon's vicinity and establishing a crucial gateway to the lunar surface and eventually to Mars. Meanwhile, Russia marked a special moment in its space history with the launch of the Progress MS-30 cargo ship to the International Space Station. The mission pays tribute to cosmonaut Pavel Belyayev, whose 100th birthday is approaching, by featuring his image on the rocket's launch shroud in a striking blue and white emblem. The design also commemorates the 60th anniversary of humanity's first spacewalk, which Belyayev commanded in 1965. The Soyuz rocket lifted off from Kazakhstan's Baikonur Cosmodrome, carrying over 5,700 pounds of essential supplies for the station's crew. Among the cargo is an impressive array of equipment and provisions, including a new Orlan MKS spacesuit, an advanced version of the original Berkut suit used in that historic first spacewalk. This delivery brings more than just routine supplies. The spacecraft carries innovative scientific equipment, including materials to study how microalgae might serve as a future food source in space, and tools to investigate the impact of microorganisms on various surfaces within the space station. There's also equipment for creating advanced semiconductor crystals and biomedical tools to study how microgravity affects blood circulation and immunity. The Progress spacecraft isn't just dropping off supplies, it's bringing vital resources to keep the station running smoothly. This includes nearly 2,100 pounds of fuel, over 900 pounds of drinking water, and 110 pounds of nitrogen to maintain the station's atmosphere. After completing its 6-month mission, the spacecraft will be packed with waste and debris before making a controlled re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. This mission represents the 91st Russian resupply mission to the International Space Station since 1998, continuing a remarkable legacy of space cooperation that spans decades. The tribute to Belyayev serves as a poignant reminder of how far space exploration has come since those first pioneering days of spacewalks and orbital achievements. Next up, some Hubble news. In a groundbreaking study, NASA's Hubble Space Telescope has unveiled fascinating new details about our galactic neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy. Located 2.5 million light-years away, Andromeda appears to most of us as just a faint, fuzzy patch in the night sky. But Hubble's detailed observations have revealed something far more intriguing, a complex system of nearly 3 dozen smaller satellite galaxies orbiting around it, much like bees around a hive. This ambitious project, utilizing more than 1,000 Hubble orbits, has mapped these dwarf galaxies in unprecedented 3D detail. What's particularly interesting is how different this system is from our own Milky Way's satellite family. While our galaxy has had a relatively peaceful history, Andromeda's past appears to have been much more dramatic. likely involving a major collision with another large galaxy billions of years ago. Half of Andromeda's satellite galaxies are arranged in an unusual way, all orbiting in the same direction along a single plane. This unexpected configuration has left astronomers puzzled, as it doesn't match our current understanding of how galaxy systems typically behave. Even more intriguing is the discovery that some of these dwarf galaxies have maintained slow but steady star formation far longer than expected, defying current computer simulations. One of the most fascinating satellites is Messier 32, which might actually be the remaining core of a larger galaxy that collided with Andromeda. This cosmic crash could help explain why Andromeda's family of satellite galaxies is so diverse and numerous, especially given that it's about twice as massive as our Milky Way. The research team is now planning follow-up observations using both Hubble and the James Webb Space Telescope. In about 5 years, they'll be able to track the motion of all 36 dwarf galaxies, allowing them to reconstruct the entire history of this complex galactic ecosystem. This work isn't just about understanding Andromeda, it's helping us piece together the broader story of how galaxies across the universe grow and evolve. Finally today, a little update to a story we've been following this week. SpaceX has announced a slight delay in their ambitious testing schedule for the Starship mega rocket, pushing the 8th test flight back to Monday, March 3rd. The launch window is set to open at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time from their Starbase facility in South Texas. While SpaceX hasn't provided specific reasons for the delay, this kind of schedule adjustment is quite common in the space industry where safety and optimal conditions are paramount. This upcoming flight builds on the partial success of Flight 7, which took place in January. During that mission, SpaceX achieved a significant milestone by successfully catching the Super Heavy booster with the launch tower's mechanical arms, a feat they've dubbed the chopstick catch. However, the upper stage of the vehicle, known as Ship, encountered difficulties when a propellant leak led to its premature end over the Atlantic Ocean. For Flight 8, SpaceX is maintaining similar objectives while refining their approach. They're once again attempting to catch the Super Heavy booster, which would mark their third successful capture if all goes according to plan. The upper stage will carry 4 test versions of Starlink satellites, fewer than the 10 carried on the previous flight, suggesting a more focused approach to this aspect of testing. The mission profile calls for Ship to follow a suborbital trajectory before attempting a controlled splashdown near Western Australia. While SpaceX's ultimate goal includes catching both stages of the rocket, they're taking a measured approach and aren't yet ready to attempt catching the upper stage. This methodical testing strategy reflects the company's commitment to progressive development while managing the risks inherent in pushing the boundaries of rocket technology. Remember, Starship isn't just any rocket. It's the largest and most powerful launch vehicle ever built, representing a crucial step toward SpaceX's ambitious goals of sustainable space travel and eventual Mars colonization. Each test flight brings us closer to regular operational missions of this groundbreaking vehicle. Well, that brings us to the end of today's fascinating journey through space news. I'm Anna, and it's been my pleasure to guide you through these incredible developments in space exploration and astronomy. From historic all-women crews to groundbreaking discoveries about our galactic neighbors, it's clear that we're living in an extraordinary time for space science. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest space and astronomy news, head over to our website at astronomydaily.io. There you'll find our constantly updating newsfeed and can catch up on all our previous episodes. We're also making it easier than ever to connect with us across social media. Just search for Astro Daily Pod on Facebook, X, YouTube Music, Tumblr, and TikTok. Until next time, keep looking up and wondering about the mysteries of our universe. This has been Astronomy Daily, and I'm Anna signing off.